obesity or PCOD? What do you want? Write down in the chat. What type of clients are you seeing more often? It shows what is your problem, or it shows what type of clients you are seeing nowadays. Okay. Anyone who has PCOD will be obese. So what are the signs symptoms of PCOD? A PCOD person will be obese. She will have more hair growth, facial hairs and body hair. Then hair will be thick and dense, which happens in the male. Why this is happening? Because of a male hormone, testosterone. So a female body is supposed to have very minimum quantity of testosterone. Yeah? It should not produce much androgen, testosterone. But if, because of some reason, the female body is producing more testosterone, what will happen? Everything that happens in the male. Yeah? Thick skin, rough skin, pimple, more sweat, acne, thick hair, more hair, rough hair, obesity. Yeah, it's not from male, but because of something else. So basically because of insulin resistance now in PCOD. The another part will be the menstrual irregularities and sometimes fertility. So PCOD and obesity, they are linked very well. Today we will take obesity for the fun. Both are interrelated, very good. So now obesity. First, PCOD. So PCOD will have, what will she have? She will have high cravings for the food. That is the number one problem. Number two, insulin resistance. Because she is insulin resistant, she will have high insulin level in the body, in the blood. And because of this high insulin level, it will secrete more androgens, testosterone. Okay. So to reduce the testosterone level, you need to reduce insulin level, right? To reduce insulin level, you need to reduce your sugar spikes. I'm not talking of sugar intake. I'm talking of sugar spikes. That is linked with high insulin level. Plus, you need to reduce your insulin resistance. What is the solution for that? It is very well connected to obesity. So what are you going to do for obesity? It applies for PCOD also. In addition, there are some hormonal imbalance that needs to be taken care by probably sometimes with medicines. Okay. But majority of it boils down to obesity. So the question is, if a teenager, she is careful about her diet, so will she have less likelihood of PCOD? Answer may be yes. Because PCOD is not completely gene driven. It is not completely like you have that gene, you will always have PCOD. No. PCOD is gene plus lifestyle plus emotions. So these PCOD girls, they are of a one different type of emotional people. Yeah. They are always anxious, always worrying, always hyper, sometimes depressed, sometimes bouts of something, anger. So that is their type. And they have cravings. Craving for anything and everything. Food. So all those people, those who control their cravings of pani puri and all the kachara street foods during their teenager, they are less likely to develop PCOD because they are controlling their cravings, they are controlling their insulin level. So obesity for today. Now start with what are the causes of obesity? Write in the chat, whatever you know. Everyone is like going to write sedentary lifestyle and more eating. Yeah, no, actually. There are people who have sedentary lifestyle and they eat much more than you, but they are still not obese. But still write down whatever your thoughts, please write down. Very good. So PCOD is one cause, metabolic stress eating. Yeah. So after marriage, you get stressed. Before marriage, you get stressed. And that's why you eat more. Okay. Hormonal imbalance, genetics, binge eating. Okay. Lack of exercise, couch potato phenomena. Okay. So everyone is like this only. Huh? So, but remember that there are people who do not have hormonal imbalance, but they are obese. Right? If it is hormonal imbalance, then that is a separate scenario. Right? And hormonal imbalance is a different story. So come to the obesity for obesity purpose. We will see that hormonal imbalance of obesity in PCOD. So obesity for obesity purpose is either genetic or lifestyle or your food habits or childhood obesity. There are some chubby kids. Yeah, you are a mother and you like your kid to be a chubby, beautiful, gulu. And then as the child grows, the child is no longer chubby. It's a thin limb because the child is doing exercise, playing, all those things. Yeah, very busy life. Now, once they get settled in their life, after they finish their studies or they get up in job or after marriage, pregnancy, when they're asked to relax, and so that old chubbiness comes back again. Now, there are two types of people in your family. One who eats much more, but they are still thin. And one the one who eats very less and you get so much weight. So it comes to your childhood obesity. So your mother is responsible for your, yeah. So you have one more reason to fight with your mother. So remember, your child is also going to fight with you for the same reasons. So what happens in the childhood? So if there is a obese child, okay, so that obese child, she will have more number of fat cells plus larger size of fat cells. As she grows, this fat will get utilized, but the number of fat cells are there. They are ready to accumulate fat once again, wherever it is possible. And that is what is happening here. So now whenever they spend less energy, they get comfortable in their life. Either they get a job or settle down in life at a personal level or professional level, and their eating intake of calories is higher than their expenditure. They will start accumulating fats. Simple phenomenon, actually. Right? There may be a person who also is equally couch potato like you, but they do not gain weight because their metabolism is high. So another reason is the basal metabolic rate, right? So some people inherently have high basal metabolic rate because they use their brain more, or they talk more, or they fight more, or whatever is the reason, or they do some kind of exercise. Yeah. And then there are people who have low basal metabolic rate. Right? Typically, if someone has low basal metabolic rate, it points towards hypothyroidism. Now, when you understand this basal metabolic rate, remember one very important concept. Stop writing now. Pay attention. So crash diet. What is the problem with the crash diet or some crash course or medications that reduces your obesity suddenly? Yeah, there are some medicines which are involved, or there are some crash diet. What will happen is when you start with the crash diet, your basal metabolic rate or some medicines, your basal metabolic rate will, because of your diet is less, your basal metabolic rate will reduce little bit. Now your basal metabolic rate has reduced. You are not going to continue your low diet for lifetime. That is a crash diet. So at some point of time, you are going to start again after the marriage. And so, before the marriage, girls go for crash diet. After the marriage, they stop and then they become so, I don't use that word. So your basal you start eating normally now, and your basal metabolic rate is low, has become low now. So you are going to, have positive calorie now. You are expending less, and intake is more. It will get stored as fat. Now, can I store my excess calories not in fat but in proteins? Can we do that? So answer is yes. If you exercise, so your excess intake will be stored as a protein. So your muscle mass will build up, not the fat. Now, many people do the mistake of when they start the weight loss journey, they buy the weighing scale, and every day they measure it. And after 1 week, there is no change, so they drop out, they get frustrated. Understand this phenomenon that when you are on the Are you on the weight loss journey or you are on the fat loss journey? If you are on the fat loss journey, you are going to increase your weight actually. You boil your milk, paneer settles down and the cream floats up. So paneer is rich in protein. The cream is rich in fat. Fat is lighter. So when you exercise or when you lose your fat, right, you may not necessarily lose your weight. When you lose your fat plus exercise or you intake your protein high, you will gain weight because you are replacing your fat with the proteins, which is good actually. There is one more phenomenon which we can lose weight. What is a major component of your body? Water and salt. So you reduce your water intake or you take some medicine or you take some food that increases your excretion of salt and water. Most of the BP medicines work like that. ACE inhibitors and telmisartan, all those things, they work the same phenomenon. You do this experiment if your doctor allows you to do that on yourself. Take telmisartan 20 mg, 40 mg every day. Right. The best part of telmisartan is it doesn't reduces your blood pressure below normal. Right. And in 1 month, you will reduce your 2 to 3 kg of weight, provided you are not increasing your sugar and water intake. So the problem is not the sugar here. The meaning is that the problem is because there is a sugar in the intestine, there is a salt in the intestine, it helps more absorption in the blood, more absorption of sugar, salt, and water. So if you eat sweets, you will feel bloated sometime and you are finding it difficult to breathe because your blood volume has increased. The sugar in the food is helping absorb your salt, water, and sugar. That's why your blood volume increases. So if you take ACE inhibitor, telmisartan like medicine, it will reduce your blood volume because it will excrete salt and water. Very easy. So if suddenly you want to lose weight in next 1 month, 2 to 3 kg only, not more than that. So you can take this telmisartan shortcut. Most of the crash course diet or things, whatever they give, even they are not mentioning, whatever they mention, Ayurveda or anything, they are including some of the other medicine like this to remove your salt and water from your body. We have seen the basal metabolic rate. Why crash diet reduces your basal metabolic rate? And if it reduces your basal metabolic rate, when you start your normal diet, you will have rebound weight gain. Suddenly, earlier you were 80 kg, and after crash diet you became 70. Suddenly you will become 85 now. There is, when you know that there is a rebound weight gain, you should also know refractory weight gain. Can you tell me the condition where it will happen? Refractory weight gain. Right on the chat. Wrong answer is also okay. Those who want a good interaction should start their videos. You have such a smiling face. Why you hide? Oh, you want to hide your husband. Ah, that's okay. Next time she will never attend without video. So hypothyroidism, refractory weight gain, correct? You take a crash course, some medicines, some diets, some so-called Ayurvedic medicines. You don't know what is it inside it. You take it will reduce your basal metabolic rate. It will also reduce your thyroid hormones. that leads to a good metabolism, high metabolism. Okay. Sometimes it crushes your thyroid hormone, it makes it imbalanced. So if you land up in hypothyroidism, you will have refractory weight gain. You do whatever you want, your weight gain will increase. Right. So if you are someone who is having a refractory kind of weight gain, you are using this statement, I do many things, but I'm not losing weight. You should check your thyroid. Right. And that's something what you are saying that I'm trying everything. Actually, you're trying wrong things. That may also be the second possibility. The third possibility is that you are lying to yourself. That you know what is the meaning of that. So basal metabolic rate we are covered. Hypothyroidism we are covered. We have covered the sugar intake. Now coming back to again sugar and salt intake. So most of the books they say that you should not eat salty food, you should not eat canned food, you should not eat chips, you should not eat fast food. The problem is not the fast food. Even without cheese, it has high salt. So this salt is the problem, right? So if you take more salt in your food, you will absorb more water from your intestine into the blood. And that leads to another 2-3 kg of your body weight increase. Have you noticed that after a heavy meal, you feel you cannot breathe properly? It's not because the meal is in the stomach, but it's because everything is now bloated. The blood volume has increased. When you eat multiple desserts, you find yourself breathless. If that is your, it typically happens in obese people, not someone like thin and lean like you. Don't worry. So you will, whatever, if you are doing this, you will need to reduce your sugar and salt intake. Now, if you reduce your sugar and salt intake and continue your water intake or increase your water intake, so this it will create a negative balance. So your salt in the body will get flushed out. Your blood volume will reduce further. That helps you to reduce. So increase water intake, reduce sugar and salt. You do all the things, and in a month you only have one time fast food, chips, canned food, packed food. That salt is sufficient to again increase your weight by 2 to 3 kg. So everything is gone. Most of the people they complain that they are not able to control their food cravings because your nutritionist is wrong. You are going to the wrong nutritionist who's telling you need to cut down the things and the food. No, I'm a human being. I need food to sustain. I need food for supplement nutrition. I need food to feel satisfied. I'm earning money. I'm living for eating food. I want to enjoy my food. So don't change their thali. Yeah. Don't tell them that start eating oats, start eating fruits, start eating vegetables. This is not going to work. So you understand what is the thali of the client and change that thali little bit. And that is with the consent of the client you are going to change. A poor nutritionist is one who will write or she will have a printed sheet of paper, she will tear it and give it to the client. Take this. The client will throw it in the dustbin, will never come back. No one can follow it. So what you need is, number one, you need to increase your water intake, reduce your salt, reduce your sugar, increase your vegetables. Fruits, you will have moderate because the fruits will have sugar. Don't call it a good sugar or a bad sugar. Sugar is a sugar, my dear. Yeah. So the sugar which you eat in the sugar is a glucose. The same is there in the wheat, rice, everything. So your sugar is not the enemy per se, that white crystals. So even the fruit sugar, fructose, that is going to go in the body and get converted to glucose. So you have to eat fruits in moderation. You cannot say I'm shifted completely to the fruits and weight should lose. It will not happen. Water, salt, sugar, vegetables, and fruits in moderation. Whatever you are eating, continue your food. Because the problem is, if I tell you, you are eating 4 chapati, make it 3 chapati, you will not feel satisfied. In the night, you will wake up and you will order pizza. At least you will do it after 1 week. You will come downstairs, you will go to your kitchen and open your packets of food and eat everything, binge eating while watching your TV. And you will like, it's okay if I look big, I don't care. Yeah. So it happens with many people. Whatever you are eating, chapati, rice, aloo, vegetables, continue that food. You understand? Now there are certain things which I am going to tell you to reduce. Those things are sugar, salt. People always go for oil. Stupid. Start from sugar and salt. Fastest you can reduce. 2 to 3 kg you can reduce in 1 month if you reduce your sugar and salt consumption. So when I say salt consumption reduce, that doesn't mean you will not put salt in your vegetables, chapati and rice. No, you put it normally. Don't take table salt. Don't take salt on your veggies and your tak, lassi or anything, whatever you are eating. Okay. So now, whatever your number one rule, whatever you are eating, continue eating. So you reduce your sugar, salt, you reduce your fats. When I say reduce fats, it doesn't mean shift to costly avocado oil, olive oil. It is not there. Okay, not going to happen. Taste is very hideous, horrible. No. So whatever oil you are using, you continue that oil. What you should reduce is if you are eating palm oil, you need to cut it. Yeah. If you are cooking or using ghee, you will need to remove it. You will need to remove cheese. You will need to reduce butter. Cannot say someone who likes butter to remove butter, yeah. But you can survive without ghee. So chapati will not have ghee applied on it. How much does just 1/4 spoon of ghee, how much impact it is going to make if you reduce it? Not much actually. Yeah. So it doesn't matter so much. If someone is adamant, a client says, no, I cannot eat my chapati without ghee. Okay, fine. Absolutely fine. But you have to reduce your sugar, salt, cheese, palm oil, absolute cut, and shift to better oil. So what is the sequence of the oil? The worst is the palm oil, obviously. Yeah, vegetable, that hydrogenated vegetable oil. Yeah. And don't fall for some now advertisement. Don't buy vegetable oil. Actually, every oil comes from vegetable only. You don't want animal oil. Yeah. Do you want a pig oil? No. No. Yeah. So, yeah, there is a pig oil in the market also. So sequence from below to up. Palm oil is the worst, more harmful. You will die 10 years earlier. If you use the calculator, you will find that you will die 10 years earlier. Second is coconut, groundnut, soybean, sunflower. Sunflower and rice both equal, but rice some people don't like taste. So the sunflower is okay. So whatever oil you are using, you try to shift to the next. That is only recommendation. And actually, I do not understand why people use soybean oil because soybean oil is costlier than sunflower actually. So I do not understand this concept. And the taste is almost equal. Shift from groundnut oil is difficult. It is also further costlier, but then again, who are habituated for coconut oil, the shift is very difficult. But you will need to choose how much you want to do. So what are the things to reduce? Done. Don't change the thali. Do not reduce the number of chapati. That doesn't work at all. Yeah. They will become pig after 7 days. You need to be full. Now to full, can I eat something else to fill my stomach? Simple answer is vegetables, right? So if you are cooking pulao, put more vegetables. With roti, you eat more vegetables. If you do not like raw vegetable is a better option. But if that is not an option, then with roti, you eat more vegetable. If you are eating 50 gram, eat 100 gram. With rice, put more pulao. Now, in coming to raw vegetables. How much should I eat? So people are like, take 2 bowls of this. Yeah, why 2 bowls? Because your paper worksheet says that 2 bowls. Wrong answer. Correct answer is 2 units. 2 units in the morning, 2 units in the evening, 2 units in the night. At least 2 units. So these 2 units can be one cucumber, one radish, one carrot, 50-gram cabbage, whatever combination you want, you use that. Take it. So can I put salt on my vegetables? Answer is preferably no, sir. If you can avoid, preferably no. You can put better thing than that. What is that better thing than? 2 options. Lemon and apple cider vinegar. Love it? Love it. Because it enhances the taste, both of the things, and both of the things that reduces your glucose spike. We'll come to this shortly. Raw vegetables. So while you're eating raw vegetables, one objective is to fill your stomach. Good. But objective is not to eat less other items. Whatever you are eating, you eat. Don't compromise on that. Obviously, you need to reduce your non-veg consumption. Yeah, if you are non-vegetarian. If you are eating egg, do not eat yolk. Egg white is good. You can increase it. Now, raw vegetables, what to do? So, lemon, apple cider vinegar, either of the two combo. You can put jeera powder, yeah, cumin powder. You can, if you must, then take salt. Okay, or try to reduce the salt at least. If you are going to take 1 gram, try to take half gram. Another thing is why you are eating vegetables. Okay, and when should I eat? So most of the people after their meal they eat vegetables. The sequence should be before that. The reason is that reduces your sugar spike. So you remember that experiment? You have a Coke, you have refined juice, then juice with the pulp, and you have an orange. Right? So Coke will sudden have a sugar spike and sudden fall. Then refined juice will have sudden rise, sudden fall, though it will be less than Coke. And juice with pulp will have gradual rise, gradual fall, but it is still steeper than fruit. So what you are doing is, you are not changing your food habits. You are not changing your number of chapati, rice, aloo, sabji. You are eating something to coat it. You are eating something to coat your sugar. Everything has sugar. Don't, your chapati and rice, everything has glucose in it. So what you are doing is you are preventing the glucose spike. When you eat vegetables, so these vegetables, they prevent the fibers in the vegetables, they prevent the glucose spike. Number one, they flatten it. Number two, that it decreases, the fall is gradual. So what is the benefit? When the fall is gradual and there is no peak. Okay, so two benefits for that. When you add apple cider vinegar or lemon, or you add vegetables in the beginning of your diet, in the beginning of your meal, then you have less rise of sugar and gradual fall. The best part of gradual fall is it will reduce your sugar cravings. You will not feel hungry again after 90 minutes. So what is the phenomena of the sugar craving at 90 minutes? You eat something sweet or high glucose content. Yeah, sudden spike of glucose is there. Then you eat your meal. By the time you reach 90 minutes, your sugar is suddenly dropped. And then you have craving for the food. Your stomach is full, but brain wants to eat something because your glucose has dropped suddenly. That is one phenomenon. The second phenomenon is you want to eat more because your brain feels happy. It releases dopamine. So we'll come to it shortly. So everything is linked. Are you able to understand the story? So you are eating vegetables in the beginning. Any time of the meal, at least okay. Not, it is better than not eating vegetables. Yeah. Absolute not vegetable, is worse than having cooked vegetables. Okay, so at least cooked vegetable is better. So the sequence is no vegetables or less vegetables, cooked more vegetables, and raw vegetables. Then upper is raw vegetable with apple cider vinegar or lemon. That's part. Apple cider vinegar is goes top. You can put cinnamon also if you like. You can make koshimbi, the curd, lemon, apple cider vinegar, onion, cabbage, potato, tomato, coriander. I always get confused between potato and tomato. It's okay, don't worry so much. By the time you finish the course, you will also get confused. You will use it mix. That is to check whether the client is paying attention. So sometimes you say potato instead of tomato, just to check whether the client is paying attention to your instructions. Now the benefit of the veggies, top, yeah, we have seen the pyramid of the veggies, and in that pyramid, the most beneficial is raw vegetable with apple cider vinegar, 2 units before every meal. Before every meal is the optimum. The benefit is it reduces your sugar spike. It makes your sugar fall gradually. It prevents sugar craving. Now, what is the benefit of preventing high spike? If your sugar is high spike, your pancreas will need to release more insulin. Correct? More insulin, more obesity. Don't think that insulin reduces your blood glucose, so obesity will be less. No, there are two problems with high insulin. One is that if insulin is high, because the sugar spike was high, that's why insulin is high, and this insulin will lead to the glucose molecules getting absorbed from your bloodstream into tissues, into cells. So your blood glucose is reduced, but the glucose is absorbed in the tissues. Now, through some chemical cycle, biochemistry cycle, which you should never ever learn, even in MBBS. So you electrons and all those things, your glucose, excess glucose gets converted to fat or glycogen in liver. Yeah, glycogen is good, but mostly because you are a fat, so fat. Or second problem is that insulin is also linked to there is a receptor called growth-like factor. So growth-like factor, the receptor for that is very similar, is very good match for insulin as well. So high insulin activates this growth-like factor receptors. If it does, then the growth will happen. Yeah. So high insulin, high growth. You understand? Same way, go back to PCOD now. The problem in PCOD is high insulin. It is not starting from high testosterone. The problem is high craving, high sugar craving, then high spikes of sugar, high insulin level in the body, insulin resistance, and because the insulin level is high, your body is secreting more testosterone. Understand? So someone you have seen with bulky body, thick hair, rough skin, acne, old looking people at early age. So they have more glucose spikes because eating is, So what are the steps you can take to reduce your glucose spikes? So if you are taking those steps, you are reducing your glucose spike, you are reducing your insulin level. You are reducing your insulin resistance. Problem solved? Correct? So type 2 diabetes people, they are obese, but they have craving for sugar because they are insulin resistant. And because they are insulin resistant, insulin level is high. PCOD people, because you have insulin level high, you have high testosterone. Every problem comes from here actually. What are the steps you will do? Write down from the chat. Whatever you think. 1 minute time you have to write down the answers. Those who are not writing in the chat, it means either they are sleeping or they are proxy attendance. Forty seconds remaining to write the answer. What are the things you can do? All the things. What are the things in the world you can do to reduce your insulin level? In other word, to reduce your sugar spike. If you do that, your obesity is very well managed. Correct. Yeah, but you have the sugar cravings, my dear, right? The problem is the sugar cravings. So the steps. So that is a pravachan. To reduce sugar intake is the primary step. I want the steps. What should I do? Very good, Gayatri. Vegetable before meal. Reduce the sugary food, small frequent meals, add more vegetables, exercise, increase intake of protein. Very good answers. Vitamin C, Darshana has written some spelling mistake. Yes, Allah, apple cider. So apple cider vinegar, she wants to say. So what are the steps we can do to increase our uh, insulin sensitivity, to reduce your insulin level, and to reduce your sugar spikes, glucose spikes? So the number one is vegetables. Number two, vegetables before the meal. Number three, vegetables with apple cider vinegar before the meal. Number four, reduce your sugar intake, salt intake. Reduce, do not start your meal with sweets. Do not have sweets in your breakfast. So the morning first meal, breakfast, you should absolutely not have sugar at all. It means your tea is gone. Yeah? You can drink the black tea or the green tea or black coffee, but your sugar is gone. And don't fool yourself. If you put milk and you do not put sugar, a milk has sugar, my dear, actually. And if you say that I'm using sugar free is more harmful because you are fooling yourself into eating other sugars, other carbohydrate. Sugar per se, that sugar crystal is not a problem. The sugar as per se carbohydrate in other products also is problem actually. What is barbarian? I do not know, Letitia. Can you clarify that? So do not take sugar at all in your breakfast. That's tough actually. So have a savory breakfast. Do not take sweet or do not take juice in the morning. So many people, they have mistaken in thinking that drinking juice in the morning. No, my dear. So it is going to cause you a sugar spike. So your first meal should always be savory breakfast without sugar. Then throughout the day, try to reduce your sugar consumptions. Exercise, very important, which is easy to say, difficult to do. Do not join the gym. Joining the gym does not help you. You have to actually exercise also. That you can do at your home also. A simple exercise, walking upstairs, downstairs, that helps. Cleaning your house, doing aerobic work like gardening, walking in the garden, walking on your terrace, because you are climbing the stairs also. That itself helps. Taking your dog for the walk, asking your dog to take you for the walk. There are many things which TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram will tell you that these are the glucose reducing supplements, right? So what we look after is a scientific evidence. So show me the paper, show me the document, show me the case control study. You select 10 people who are healthy, fit, and fine, and they have normal sugar, and you do a test on them, useless. You have to do the test on 1,000 abnormal people, 1,000 normal people. That is called case control study, and statistical significant, you have to demonstrate that there is a benefit. 2 standard deviations. Then we accept it. So what Gayatri is asking, is it applicable on non-obese people and children? Non-sugary breakfast. Children, don't worry so much. Let them enjoy. Yeah. So what do you want, beta? Ice cream. Don't eat one ice cream, eat 2 ice cream. Exam is over. What do you want, beta? Juice. Okay, I will bring 5 packets of juice. You try experiment whichever you like. Then I will bring 50, 20, 1 carrot. Yeah. Okay. What do you like? Whatever the child likes, give them. Let them satisfy. So that they don't have craving in the adulthood. For adult, non-obese people, it applies. Only if you like to be healthy. You cannot force these habits on other. Yeah. So it is your choice. So now the question is very interesting and important. So having a savory breakfast, not having sugar in the first meal, preventing sugar spikes, does it help for normal person also, so-called normal, non-obese? No. Answer is yes. So where does it help? It adds your 5 years, 10 years of quality life. You know, the less sugar spikes you have throughout your life, the more likely that you will survive your spouse. It is more likely that you will survive longer. You will have quality of life better. Last 10 years of your life. It is less likely you will have heart disease and diabetes. So someone who has a diabetes predisposition and uh, 2 types of people. Someone will develop frank diabetes, someone may delay the diabetes. This someone who's delaying the diabetes, they will have less sugar spikes because of their meal habits. Now, sometimes people say about the frequent meals. Yeah, but there is a problem in frequent meal. So each meal is the same, bulky frequent meal. No. So when it is called frequent meal, it is to reduce the dose here. The objective of frequent meal is to reduce your sugar spikes. So the assumption is you are reducing the quantity also. Some people, like my doctor has said, frequent meals, so I'm eating frequent meals. Madam, the quantity is also reduced. And there is another substitute for that. Frequent meal works only for the housewife. It may not work with someone who's working or practicing or doing a job. So for them, the vegetables works better. So when you are hungry, when you are like completely empty, you can eat vegetables. So Priya is asking an interesting question. Does eating 2 meals reduces insulin secretion? So the question goes back to the answer, goes back to how the insulin is secreted and when it is secreted. Whenever you have sugar, right, the insulin is going to get secreted so that this sugar is pushed into the cells. If you have high spike, more insulin will secrete. If you have lower spike, low insulin will secrete. So objective is to have lower insulin, so low spikes. If you have frequent spikes, frequent meals, your insulin will get secreted frequently. Now, someone who is on fasting, their insulin level will be less. So if you are a person who wants frequent meal or who sponsors frequent meal, then that meal size has to be very less so that your insulin level does not shoot up. Okay. The objective is not to have multiple spikes. The objective has to have less spikes. Gradual rise, gradual fall, and minimum spikes. Gayatri is asking another interesting question. South Indian breakfast is dominated with rice, urad dal, idli, dosa, things like that. So the fight is not with these things. The fight is with sweet versus savory breakfast. So does it come in savory breakfast? If the answer is yes, then it is good and healthy. You cannot fall for the advertisement and go for cornflakes or certain things and say that this prevents your sugar spike and it gives you prolonged this. No, people are not going to shift to that. I don't like Kellogg's personally. Someone who has not eaten Kellogg's since childhood, they don't like it. Yeah. And if you are eating Kellogg's with sweetened milk, purpose is destroyed then. Whatever you is your thing, that is poha, dosa, dokla, uttapam, idli, okay, or whatever South Indian item or North Indian item. As long as it is savory, for breakfast it is good. Yeah. Don't go to a gym and 12th pass person is telling you stop your rice, stop your potato. So a 12th pass, what is your rationale? What are you telling? What I'm going to eat? And they will say that, okay, now you eat protein powder. If you say you cannot afford the protein milk with the protein powder, they will say take with water. What are you putting in that protein powder? You are putting milk, madam, and you are putting sugar also. What? And the protein powder does not reduces your weight. Yeah, that is a tactic to fool you. Yeah, you reduce your rice and what is the enemy? It is not your enemy. Whatever meal you are taking, the enemy is your sugar, salt, and fats. In the fats also, whatever oil you are using, continue using it. You don't want to destroy the taste. The question is, can you reduce the quantity of oil you are using for cooking your food? If possible, yes. If not possible, shift to the better oil. If not possible, absolutely remove your ghee. Absolutely remove your palm oil. So what have we covered today? Write down the chat. What are the points we have covered? We have covered the basal metabolic rate, the sugar, salt, retention. So it's not only about the sugar and salt intake. The sugar in the intestine, it helps to absorb your salt and water more from intestine to the blood. What is the formula of ORS? If you don't have ORS at your home, electrolyte at your home, what will you do? You will put sugar, salt, and water. You will not drink only salt water. That is not sufficient because sugar in the ORS, it helps absorption of salt and water. Sugar in the intestine. Understand? So you reduce that. Then you add veggies. You add veggies in the sequence initially. Then you avoid a sweet breakfast. Shift your oil. Reduce your oil. Reduce, absolutely avoid your ghee, cheese. Now the objective of avoiding the fast food and fries and all those canned food is to reduce your salt intake. You have to explain this to the client. Otherwise, the client thinks that, yeah, I'm managing my food 30 days. One day I can eat MACD. Yeah, but that one day MACD has sufficient salt to increase your weight by 2 kg now. And this effort, you took 1 month effort to reduce this weight. Then we understood the concept of while you are on the journey of losing your obesity, you may gain weight or you may not lose weight. Don't buy a weighing scale. The objective of losing obesity is lose fats, gain muscle mass. You have to replace something, right? Third law of Newton, energy cannot be destroyed or something. It has to be replaced with something. So you have to replace your fat with the proteins. And when you gain muscle mass, you are going to gain weight. Just eating more protein and eating less fat is not going to convert your fat into proteins. You need one more thing there. That is exercise. Doing exercise and still you are sad and unhappy sloth, a lump of clay who eats beans. many times, who is sad, unhappy, depressed, anxious, you will tend to eat more. On the days you are fight with someone, or someone at your home or at your workplace, or you are disturbed, you eat more, yeah, because you are depressed. The days when you are depressed, your brain has less dopamine. To increase your dopamine, you eat chocolate, dessert, cakes. You have that craving to feel happy. Why you are having sugar cravings? Three reasons. One, either you are hungry. Two, your sugar was a spike and then sudden fall is there. Three, you feel happy by eating, by satisfying yourself with the dessert. So the question is, should I stop the dessert completely? Answer is no. You enjoy it. Don't worry. You enjoy it once in a while, but choose your dessert wisely. So cake is better than ice cream. Okay. Dry rasgulla is better than wet rasgulla. You must eat, then you have to tell the client. Don't tell the client, don't be so idealistic. You are not an idealistic person, your life is not ideal. The client is not going to follow idealism. Absolute no sugar. Yeah, madam. I drink coffee daily, madam. I'm going to continue. Yeah. So tell them very realistic and practical solutions. I'm missing one point. Oh. So when you're anxious and depressed, you eat more. Yeah. You lose your control. You lose your willpower. For that, you need to maintain your happiness. So you need to remove the person who is causing you most distress in your life. You need to go back to the time. When was a time you were happy? There was once upon a time. Probably it was a one day before your marriage. So you need to find some happiness. And to bring happiness back, simple things we can do. Yeah. So starting with, you find one hobby, whatever you can. Yeah. At least 3 days in a week, you do that. Either it can be a gardening, walking, skipping, taking care of your body, pampering yourself, skin care, painting, whatever you like. 3 days in a week. Number two is maintain your prebiotics and probiotics. Maintain healthy microbial flora in the gut. Healthy microbial flora in the gut, it helps secretion of serotonin in the intestine. This serotonin goes to brain, it gets converted to dopamine. Dopamine prevents depression and anxiety. Do not buy probiotics from the market. Most of the probiotics in the market, they have lactobacillus acidophilus. No need to buy. It is there in your curd, homemade curd or dairy curd. Daily try to do breathing exercise. So what is the breathing exercise you can do? Just two methods you tell the client. One is breathe in, breathe out. Simple. When you breathe in with nose, breathe out with nose. When you breathe in, your stomach should come out. You have to educate the client. They do not know how to breathe. So do this 15, 20 times in a day. You also do not know how to breathe. Yeah. Now that is one, breathe in, breathe out. The second will be rectangle breathe. Yeah. Take this rectangle, breathe in, breathe out. So you are breathing in more, you are breathing out less. So you are retaining carbon dioxide. When you retain, you will not empty the lungs here, right? So breathing, taking more oxygen, breathing out less carbon dioxide. The duration is more here, duration is less here. So it retains carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide goes to your blood, gets converted to bicarbonate and excites your parasympathetic system. Right? When your parasympathetic system is active, your heart rate is less, your basal metabolic rate is balanced, your respiration rate is less, your depth of respiration is more, you feel more balance and more control of yourself. You have a better willpower. You can control your binge eating, drinking, and shopping sometimes, and your cravings for the food. One more thing I'm going to tell you, which is very, very tough. It needs a lot of willpower. It can be done only with a person who is extremely health conscious. Next time you have cravings for the sweet, either because of high rise or fall, whatever is the reason, or because you are depressed, drink apple cider vinegar. Yeah, it's completely contradictory. Yeah, your mind is telling you, forcing you that you have sugar craving to feel happy, or probably because of glucose spike. Yeah, and the solution I'm telling you, take 1 glass of water, put 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and drink it. Very tough. Don't drink apple cider vinegar in the spoon directly. Yeah? It will burn your esophagus and stomach and mouth. Apple cider vinegar is always to be taken in the diluted in the water because it is extremely acidic. But it prevents or reduces your sugar craving. Another solution is if you cannot do that, then go to the next step. Apple cider vinegar with vegetables, raw vegetables, salad. If you cannot do that, then the next step will be fruits. At least better, yeah, better than dessert. Because why? Because the dessert will again cause a high spike and fast rapid fall. Fruits will at least have lower than that and gradual fall because it has fibers in it. Sir, what about juice? No. When you blend the juice, all the raw fibers they are crushed. Benefit is gone. It will have higher spike than fresh fruit. Okay. Even if you cannot do that, then the last step is to enjoy your dessert. Don't feel guilty. Enjoy the dessert to your fullest. I'm going to enjoy without feeling guilty. If you want to eat 1 slice of cake, don't divide it into half because you're guilty. No, eat it full. If you want to eat samosa, don't wipe it with the tissue paper. Don't wipe your cheese from the pizza with the tissue paper. You're not wiping the fat. You are wiping your guilt only. Baba has asked an interesting question. Probiotics for lactose intolerance. Yeah. Now there are some people who are lactose intolerant. So number one step you have to do is you cannot take dairy products. End of story. You cannot consume milk. If you must consume milk, then Amul has lactose-free milk, low cost. Very good. Don't go for almond milk and some animal milk which has no lactose. Okay, extremely costly and not you are not able to survive on almond milk. So the substitute is lactose-free milk, cow milk, lactose-free from home is available. Then you will need to take all the probiotics which you can. There is no specific probiotic for lactose intolerance to convert you to being a lactose tolerant person. There is nothing like that. Vegetables. How many of you are lactose intolerant? Little bit. Like, though you are eating it. Whenever you eat lactose, you feel bloated. You have gases up or down, or you feel like, what is it? Yeah. Or you don't feel good. Yeah. Completely intolerant. Yeah. Same here. So extremely highly sensitive to lactose. Same here. Oh, that life is tough. Not so tough, actually. The life is tough if you are gluten free. How many of you, anyone here gluten free? That is a tough life. All your things are gone. Pizza, dessert is also gone. Yeah. MACD, then everything. Yeah, gluten free. Oh, Bhavana is lactose free and gluten free. Ah, wow. Yeah. It's a very costly lifestyle, gluten free lifestyle. And it is costly in terms of your money as well as your emotions. Yeah. You have to control yourself so much. And once you are gluten free, you cannot start gluten again because you will suffer a lot. But there are benefits of gluten free diet. You know, what are the benefits you want to know? No. Number one benefit, your skin will glow. Number two, you will not become bloated like a pig. You will feel very light. Number three, your breath will never smell, even if you do not brush. Yeah, you must, but still your breath will not smell. Number four, in the bathroom, you will not smell. You know what is the meaning of that. And number five, you will feel very light. Number six, the best benefit, you will feel happier. So if you have everything, but you're still unhappy, try gluten-free for 1 week. And this will change your happiness. Then again, 8th day you can become pig and eat gluten, and then you will feel sad. Then again you can start gluten-free. 1 week if you go gluten-free, you will shift to gluten-free for lifetime because the benefit is awesome. But you have to control very much. Questions, please ask. Lactate pills if I really need the dairy. Okay, Letitia, you don't need to trouble yourself so much. That lactate pills and all, these are all again some hippie things. It's not scientifically proven, dear. So you easy, that is a easy solution is you buy Amul lactose-free milk. Very reasonable cost, 25 rupees, 200 ml. Very less cost. Plus, you can store that Tetra Pak for 6 months. Wow. You can carry wherever you want. That is a good solution. Very good, very good, very good, very good. So there is another solution for that. Yeah. You want to know? For someone who is lactose intolerant and you eat cheese and you eat something, you want to eat something. That's something, two things I will tell you. One is veggies with apple cider vinegar. Second is activated charcoal. Good idea. You like it? So you eat activated charcoal tablets preferably that prevents the symptoms of lactose intolerance, bloating, gas, all the trouble. Yeah. You want to try it next time? You can try it. So how much should you eat charcoal? 10, 10 tablets. 10 or 20 tablets. Yeah. So you have to eat that much. You have to eat. So a box will contain 50 tablets. So you have to eat half the box in one sitting. That is the price of eating cheese actually. Bhavya has asked an interesting question. To whom to start medication for weight loss? The client for medication for weight loss is none actually. Yeah. So a routine client which is coming to you for the weight loss, you need to take care of the hormones. So you do the hormone profile. Most likely hypothyroidism is the problem. Number two, whatever I have told you, that will help them. Right. So there is no medicine for the weight loss without side effect. And those side effects are so much that after you stop the medicine, you are going to come back to your normal life, normal eating. You will become, you know, refractory, rebound weight gain. So pig like life. Pig does not care how much eating and how much weight gain is there. Same thing will happen. If you fall, do not fall for prey for any Ayurved so-called or any crash diet or anything. Under the name of some kind of a juice or some crash diet, under the name of some Ayurved pill or medicine or churan, they are giving some medicines which are not approved, some allopathy medicines, yeah, which are not approved. They are not disclosing it. Plus, they add one of the components, telmisartan, which is a safe component. Someone asked about olanzapine or something. It is, what is the indication? The indication is not to get fit. What are the side effects, my dear? Yeah, it is a recent molecule. You don't know what are the side effects. So study was done on some animals and it was launched for human beings. Now human beings are the pigs who are taking this medicine and they do not know what is the side effect, which cancer you will have, right? How it is working. So the indication for is morbid obesity. Because of obesity, someone is going to die. They cannot breathe, they cannot move, they cannot do anything, right? So someone has gone for gastric surgery and then they are taking that. Someone who cannot go for gastric surgery, they are taking it. A normal person, human being, walking and doing all their chores, should not be taking any medicines for obesity. The only medication for obesity will be thyroxine hormone if you are hypothyroid. Point. So Priya is asking about protein powder. So probably she does not know my story about there is one intern who used to give protein powder to people. Uh, so protein powder is not useful, my dear. Okay. So it doesn't help anywhere, anyone. Unless, does that protein powder has calcium? That's why it is causing constipation. Otherwise, protein powder should stimulate the intestine for them. Yeah? So do not prescribe protein powder unless you are the one who is selling that protein powder. You are earning money out of it. So if someone is not able to digest protein, the best protein is the natural protein. Whatever protein is there in the legumes, eggs, done, problem solved. Don't, if someone is not able to digest normal proteins, natural protein, they are not going to digest artificial proteins. Protein powder you should never give. And probably that protein powder has, what you're talking, protein powder, has some contamination, E. coli bacteria, which is found in your stools. And that's why this person is having diarrhea after eating protein powder. Go to a microscopic lab and microbiology lab and get that protein powder tested for E. coli. It will come positive. Then you can earn a lot of money out of it. File a case against that company and yeah, that's a good business. There is absolute no benefit of taking protein powder for weight loss. Unless you are the one who is selling it, then there is definitely you have the benefit. Side effects are more, and the dose is not sufficient. So Gayatri is like, yeah, sir, actually I'm the one who is selling the protein powder, but you are like now promoting natural food instead of protein powder. So will that be sufficient? So answer is yes, my dear. So you take concentrated natural protein. If you are a vegetarian, go to soya bean. If you are vegetarian, go to white eggs, 10 eggs, 5 eggs per day. If you are non-vegetarian, then fish and chicken. It is sufficient, dear. Also, I will tell you now this question has come. See, read the content of the protein powder. So there are three columns in the table, content. So one is the content, the protein. The second is recommended dietary allowance. And the third is each 100 gram protein, this powder, each 100 gram contains how much? The fourth column is percentage of RDA, right? There is a serious mistake in this. It is talking about each 100 gram, not each portion. And you are not going to eat 100 gram protein per day, right? It doesn't satisfy your need. And if some protein powder is there, which is writing that it contains uh, one portion is like 5 gram or 10 gram protein powder, it satisfies your 100% requirement or 80% requirement. Then you have to check what is my 80% requirement. If my 80% requirement is 50 gram, 50 gram protein, right? Okay. I'm eating 10 gram powder. In the 10 gram powder, how can 50 gram protein will be there? Right? You understand? So how you are made food? Each 100 gram protein powder contains this much percentage of RDA. It means this half kg pack should last for 5 days only. Yeah, you cannot do that. So protein powder is the least quality of protein. The best quality of protein is egg actually, not even fish, not even chicken. The best quality of protein is said to be eggs. So because as soon as I say chicken and fish, then people are like, sir, oil actually, oil, oil, fat also. So yeah, go to the eggs then. Pure protein you will get. If you are a vegetarian, then soybean is one of the richest source of proteins, plus phytoestrogens, plus calcium. Good point, guy. Questions? Now we'll take questions. What have we covered today? Who will write down all the points in the single message? You have 1 minute. The competition is not who will write first. The competition is who will write more number of points. You have 2 minutes to write it. So we learned today basal metabolic rate, hormones, vegetables, savory breakfast, uh, sugar spike, things to prevent sugar spike, reduce sugar and salt, increase water, reduce fats but not oils. Whatever oil you like for food, continue that. Otherwise, after 1 month, you are going to eat pizza. Try to prevent your sugar cravings. Prevent your sugar cravings, do not use your willpower. You don't have anything now left. So to prevent sugar cravings, you will do certain things, right? So prevent the sugar spikes and have gradual fall. That prevents your sugar cravings scientifically. The objective of obesity loss, obesity management is fat loss. The objective is not weight loss. So do not measure the weight frequently. Do not use the weighing scale. You will get disappointed. This journey will take some time. If you reduce your sugar and salt and increase your water, you will reduce 2 to 3 kg in 1 month. If you add 10 sartan to that, then it reduces 2 more kg further. If you follow this, preventing sugar cravings, vegetables before meal, apple cider vinegar, avoiding sweets, avoiding outside food, avoiding uh, fast food, canned food, you will reduce your, you will trim your body. May not reduce your weight or may reduce your weight in next 6 months. The objective of obesity management is fat loss. When you lose the fat, you may tend to increase weight because you are going to deposit the fat, replace the fat with the proteins. So you need to increase your protein, reduce your carbohydrate, reduce your fat, reduce your sugar, salt, increase water, add exercise. Do not join the gym. Joining the gym does not help you. You will end up buying protein powders only on the recommendation of 10th class person. Whatever exercise you can do at home. And if you are such a really health conscious person, you will really not go to gym. You know what is the reason? It's so dirty and sweaty. The bench which you lie, so many people have used that bench and it is so sweaty and dirty, right? So many dirty hands and the sweaty hands have touched the dumbbells and the machines. So why don't you buy the gym at your home? Your yearly subscription for most of the gym is equal to the cost of the setting the gym at home. In 25,000, a decent gym you can put at your home. Treadmill, if you want, it adds to another 25, 35,000. If you want cycle, that adds to another 25,000. But without that also you can do it. Without treadmill, without cycle. Without gym also you can do. 500 rupees expense. You buy 1 kg, 2 dumbbells. End. Don't buy 4 kg, you will never do. So 1 kg is so light, you feel so motivated to do it. Yeah. The objective is to start something. You have stairs, climb upstairs, downstairs. When I was working with Pfizer, I used to go to Jeslock Hospital, 18 flights, yeah, 18 story. The lift is always crowded. So there is always some salesperson accompanying me. I used to climb 18 stairs up and 18 stairs down. So, and visit people on every floor. So you need to get into that habit. It's tough. At least start from walk on your terrace. So in the pursuit of going walk on your terrace, you will climb your stairs. So how much stairs? That's a good question. How many stairs I should do? So one floor, we count it as one flight of stairs. Okay. One floor. So it will be two. Such 4 flights of stairs. If you climb up, climb down 2 times, you will lose your fat. If you do it 1 time, you will train your body. 4, only 4 you have to do. Not a big target. So means 2 times, it means 8. So 8 flights of stair up, 8 flights of stair down. Very minimum target to lose your weight. And continue the meal what you're eating. Obviously, the sugar and salt has to a little bit fats, a little bit carbohydrate. So the tough part for vegetarian is that they cannot increase the protein so much. How much soybean, how much legumes you are going to eat. So the substitute for satisfying your craving is the vegetables there, raw vegetables. That satisfy your craving for. Very good. So those who replied are paying attention. I remember their names. So Bhavya, Gayatri, Darshana, only 3 people paying attention. Remaining are just asking questions. What about paneer? Now, paneer is yeah, I forgot that. Paneer is high in proteins, but how many daily protein paneer you cannot eat daily? Yeah, you don't like it, and don't talk tofu. Huh? So eat soya seeds, soya flour, soya chunks. Actually, it is a raw fiber kind of thing. If you are looking for protein and calcium, then you will not eat soya chunks. You will eat soya seeds. You cook it like chana and your chole and all those same process, or soya flour. So put in 5 kg wheat flour, put 2 kg soya flour. This soya flour comes from soya seeds, not soya chunks. Okay, do not grind the soya chunks. What is soya chunk? So there is a soya seed, they crush it, take the oil out. The remaining is the soya chunks that is supposed to be fed to the cattles. But humans like what cattle eat. Like, okay, we will sell you that. So the same soya chunk is sold for 5 rupees kg for if cattle is eating. If human is eating, 120 rupees, 130 rupees kg. No problem. But it doesn't give you protein, my dear. It tastes good. It gives you fibers. Makhana. You can eat makhana, dear. See, there are some products which you can eat. Okay. Uh, you, my recommendation is eat everything and anything which you eat, dear. Only a few things you need to either reduce or completely avoid. So, what is a list of things to avoid? Ghee, palm oil, cheese, pizza, all those burgers, canned food, fast food, chips, yeah, fried items. Means you want chips, you are craving for chips, eat at home. You are craving for samosa, eat at home. It means don't buy it from outside and eat at home. Stupid. So cook it at home. I mean, what? Very manipulative. Huh? So, and what are the things you need to reduce? Sugar, salt, increase water. Try to increase protein. It is not possible for everyone. As an Indian vegetarian diet, it is already deficient in protein. So if you say increase protein, that is a tough challenge. Reduce carbohydrate if possible. Reduce sweets. Reduce desserts. If you must eat dessert, then I have told you the pyramid for that. And cake is better than ice cream. Don't eat half slice of cake. Eat full slice. You want to get satisfied also, right? There is one last part which we missed out for obesity. It's emotions. Okay. Someone who is anxious, someone who is stressed, someone who is depressed will get obese more. You need to maintain your emotions. So for that, you can take psychology counseling course. You will learn all the conditions and you will learn how to counsel the client. Right? So that becomes a holistic service, psychology, nutrition, and dietetics. Most of the problems, emotional problems, they come from marriage. So if you also want to learn marriage counseling, then that option is also there. Yeah, we have 25 relate pillar tests, more than 300 activities to identify what is the problem between you, I mean, your couple, and the solutions for that, more than 300 solutions. So start with psychology counseling actually. It's a minimum investment, a good thing that will give you the perspective and the diagnosis of your husband, your in-laws, mother-in-law, and yourself also. Start with that. And the book is awesome. It's our internal book. It's not available also. It's available on Amazon. You can search my name on Amazon. You can search my name, Dr. Pawan Mittal. You will find the books written by me. Those are not all the books. These are some of the books which are being sold on Amazon. Out of that, you can buy psychology also, or you can take up the course, which is better actually. So emotional wellness is the number one and important thing, and so that you have high willpower to control your cravings, so that you are mentally balanced, so that you don't eat binge or you don't like give up. And you will need to take a tough call if the trouble is you have someone who is a troublemaker and gives you all the emotional turbulence in your life, then that's a tough call. So obesity client has shifted to divorce lawyer. Yeah. So you end up referring this client to divorce lawyer. Madam, your problem is only one thing. You remember the story of that tortoise, mosquito coils? Yeah. That's how it goes. Questions anyone has? So tofu, if you're not eaten any time in your life, you will find it very hideous. You cannot eat it daily. Paneer, the taste is good, but you cannot eat it daily. Yeah, that is a problem. Makhana, if you like, okay, well and good, but anything to fill your stomach. Emotional wellness, exercise, reduce sugar, salt, increase water, vegetables before meal, increase the vegetables, reduce, avoid bad things. Bad things will be cheese, ghee, and fast food and canned food, and reduce certain things which you can. And it's not a rocket science. There is no magic. It will take 12 months, 6 months. So it's not about I want to get thin. Wrong, actually, madam. It's about I want to remain thin. That is a correct approach. I want to lose weight. Wrong. I want to lose fat. Correct. When you lose fat, you may tend to increase weight, but you will have benefits. The objective is not losing weight. The objective is to lose fat. The objective is to not lose your obesity. Objective is to have a healthy lifestyle sustainable. For that sustainable, you don't change the thali of the client. Okay? Don't remove the chapati. Client will be hungry. When everyone is sleeping, she will order pizza on the Karwa Chauth and eat pizza before the chant comes. Please ask questions. How many of you believe that in today's session you learn the practical approach of obesity management? Write down in the chat. So the term is obesity management. Okay. It's not getting rid of obesity. Yeah. How many of you believe you learn the practical and you are able to follow it? This is not idealistic world. Don't go to the theories. It says this, it says this. Don't go Instagram. Follow something simple. Yeah. You are able to follow it. Practical approach which you learned today. Very good. Very good. This is not the basic principle, dear. This is the ultimate thing to do for obesity man. This is the only thing you do. What do you think? This is basic and some medicine is advanced. No, advanced is surgery. For obesity, go for gastric surgery. Yeah. And probably die for a gastric complication or some surgery complication. What? Not required. No medicine required. If you propagate a medicine or if you fall for the victim of some crash diet or crash medicine or crash juice or something, you don't know what you are taking actually. That will impact your thyroid. That will impact your basal metabolic rate. That will cause you rebound and refractory weight gain and may develop some very deadly disease. You don't know that. Yeah. So this is the ultimate principle of management of obesity. This is an aid. This is what you need to do. And you must educate the client. Sometimes the clients come, ma'am, crash diet, crash course, crash medicine. You have to educate them. Rebound, refractory, weight gain. You don't want that. Yeah, you want that if you are just going for a marriage. Yeah, that is okay. So a fat, obese girl, plan for marriage. Yes, do everything and anything in the world to lose the weight and the next day eat like a pig. And 1 month after become the pig. That is okay. And blame it on me. Yeah, my mother-in-law loves me so much that she feeds me so much. That's why I got obese. That's a good tactic actually. And nothing can be done once. Now the question is, who is my client? Who is the client? Yeah, for obesity management. The client for obesity management is PCOD, which is a bigger market. The client for obesity management is children, teenagers. The client for obesity management is the mothers who are already delivered. Now they are looking for themselves and they are conscious for the child. Okay. So it is very interesting and it is good for your business to get certified for maternal child nutrition or pediatric nutrition in ESD and development. Okay. So if you wish, if you need a good scholarship, I will do that. You talk to me. That is the business. You know, a man who is obese and married is never going to come to you. Any nutrient, ma'am, I want to lose weight. Yeah, will not pay even my fees also. Actually, you don't have a will to do that. But I'm going to tell you. But before marriage, they will come. So women, they will come before marriage as well as after marriage. Women, they will come for their children. Women will come after pregnancy. So after pregnancy, what is the biggest or the number one priority of the woman? Lactation. Right? So lactation, nutrition, dietetics, pediatric nutrition, maternal nutrition, very good deadly combo. You are earning good money. So you are capturing the lactation market. We have the course of lactation counseling if you want to take it. It's advanced lactation counseling. You get the title Advanced Lactation Consultant, certificate valid for lifetime, valid for all over, wherever you go. Yeah. You don't need the steps, level 1, level 2, level 3. That is to fool you to take more money, my dear. That is just the scheme to make more money. So we have the final advance where you learn basic to advance everything in the lactation. Yeah. So take it up. I will give you scholarship for that as well. Very minimum cost, minimum investment. So you capture this lactation market and then go to this pregnant woman plus their children, pediatric nutrition, maternal nutrition, then overall things. PCOD is a good market. So next week we will learn in detail about PCOD. Yeah. Done? Enjoyed? Enjoyed the class? Good questions, good interaction. Next time, those who are joined like a hippies and zombies who had their cameras off because you were depressed so much, or you did not have a bath, or you didn't comb your hair, come with a makeup. Yeah. So if you are so angry because you had a fight with your husband, that's why your camera is off. So switch the fight to the evening Sundays. I don't keep it on Sunday mornings. Yeah. Attend the class with the video on with a good smile. What is the number one best quality of a good nutritionist? The smile. The second is talk, counsel. Yeah. In psychology, you have to listen also. But in nutrition dietetics, it's more about counseling to the client. Clients are not coming to you for a piece of paper, tear away and take it and put it on their head and go. No. They are coming to you for listening to you. Yeah. They are coming to you for knowledge, stories. Enjoy. If you wish to take my online internship, obviously there is a charge for that. You can take up that also. You get live clients, online consultations for a lifetime, and you get paid for also that. But there is an investment that comes initially, which you have to do actually. Yeah. So that's the next level. First, go for lactation counseling and maternal child or pediatric nutrition. These two things you do. I will do a very, very good level scholarship for you. Yeah. Okay. So thank you everyone. Have a great time. See you.